Yo, 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 what's up? What's up? Welcome back to another episode of Sports Talk with the Fellas. I am your host, F. Drizzy, and joining me on the show are the fellas.
Bobby J.
L Dub in the house.
Yo, we want to welcome you to another great show. And this is going to be a special, we're going to call this a special Chop It Up Thursday.
Chop it up Thursday.
Edition.
Let's chop it up.
Chop it up Thursday.
Yeah, we got some Final Four stuff to talk about because it should be some fireworks happening starting tomorrow night with the women.
Tomorrow night with the women.
Yeah.
Saturday with the men. So we're gonna jump right into it. But before we get into the Final Four stuff, a couple of off the tops. The Buffalo Bills.
Tragic. You just giving your team away. You got nothing now. I don't know who is Josh Allen throwing to now.
Curtis Samuel, Shakir, and somebody from Atlanta that I've never heard of.
Notice all he could give was one full name. Somebody from Atlanta and somebody's last name.
He's throwing the dude.
Only reason I know Shakir because he was actually on the squad last year. I think he's been on the squad the last 2 years, number 10. But yeah, the dude from Atlanta, I don't know who he is or where he came from. I was like, who? And I know Curtis Samuel because he's a Buckeye, but yeah, I'm like, dude, you went from Gabe and Steph to these cats.
So we know what their priority is going to be in the draft. They're going to be looking for receivers, but then they got to develop and they got to come on. Them receivers got to come on quick because, I mean, dang, all you got is that Dalton Kincaid at tight end,
Right.
and then you just
did they get rid of Knox?
they got him.
Yep.
Okay, they got
Okay,
two
so-
solid tight ends.
And we don't. Can we name the running back?
Who?
Isn't it? Yeah, it's him. The other dude,
It's
Cook.
Who?
Cook.
Yeah, Cook.
Oh, James.
He alright.
Or is it Dalvin? Which one is it?
It's James.
It's a Cook.
It's a
Cook. we got a cook. We got a cook in the back.
Yeah, and he's serviceable. He's not bad. I wouldn't say he's a bad running back. He's young, but I think he's got potential. But yeah, it's like Josh Allen's island. He's by himself.
Yeah, so we know what they picking in the draft, but when you get that quarterback, when you get that marquee quarterback, and I don't know why they trying to say he's one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league because he's not. They forgetting about my guy in Cincinnati. But his contract is taking up so much that now to put stuff around him, you gotta pick him up on the cheap. That's what Kansas City's doing. Mahomes is getting all this money, but they finding these people to fill those spots, and Buffalo's got to do the same thing.
And they got to fill some holes on that defense too, because they letting White leave. They let a couple other key players leave on that defense, so they won't be looking for a lot in the draft. Yeah, there's a possibility that you may get a gem of a receiver in the second or third round that is under the radar, but comes in and has a skill set and picks up on things quick and makes an impact. But it's a crapshoot. So Josh has got to be like, man, what's going to happen this year?
So, with that being said, let's move away from the Bills.
Okay.
I think there's a new sheriff in town in Texas.
Well,
I'm telling you now. America's team is going to be the Houston Texans.
They go to Dallas this year. So the question is, when do the new uniforms drop?
Right.
So I can get my CJ Stroud jersey.
That part.
But you got Stroud, you got Nico Collins, you picked up Stephon Diggs, you got the tight end, and you got Joe Mixon in the background.
But they got Tank Dell, too.
Yeah.
So they got 3 legit receivers, a solid tight end, a good running back, and an exceptional young quarterback.
So we just need CJ not to have a sophomore slump,
Right.
but and then you got him in the AFC South is them, the Colts, the Jaguars. Yeah, man, they got a shot.
Right. They very well could be
They
AFC
got a
South
shot.
champs, yeah.
Yeah, and to host a home game or two.
Watch this, though. People forgetting somebody that they have. And the only reason they're forgetting this individual is the little medical issues that he had. They still got Mechie.
Yeah, they do.
That's right.
They
That's right.
receiving core
It's
could
solid.
be the best in the NFL when you think about it, across the field, period. Just think, if he get those Alabama glory days back, bruh, pick your poison.
I mean, they're one of the top 3 or 4 right now, just on paper. Before you take it down, if you just look at the skill set of the receivers that they have, they're definitely top 4.
That's a beautiful problem to have if you're the offensive coordinator.
That part.
Very, very. So yeah, man. I guess the biggest thing I noticed a lot of people talking about, though, and it deals with Stephon, is which Stephon Diggs are you going to get? Because he had problems at Minnesota, and then he had problems
He had problems at
at
Buffalo.
Buffalo. So what's going to happen if he don't get the ball?
Right. He's got to put that diva mentality away and just be the solid and great receiver that he is. And CJ gonna get me the ball. But when I got 2 other legitimate receivers, I got to utilize them too. We got to spread the wealth.
Yeah, that, I guess, selfishness is that too big of a word to use?
No,
because
That's what it is.
I mean, I think I would be happy to have other guys that can play or that's just as good as me or just good, period. Because when you think about it, it gives you opportunity. Because at some point, you're going to get the one-on-one matchups because they ain't going to be able to double you because they're going to have to worry about
They got to worry about the other side.
2 more receivers. Then you got a good running back now coming out the backfield. So, I mean, hey.
I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. Not winning the big one. Because if I'm going to the Super Bowl or playing in the Super Bowl or winning the Super Bowl, I'm not gonna complain that I only caught 90 catches for 1,400 yards as opposed to 120 catches for 2,000 yards. But if I won a Super Bowl with that first one and lost with that second one, I would prefer the first. So if we win it and the ball's being shared in that film, I'm not going to complain. The complaining comes in when they don't succeed.
And he disappeared, and he doesn't show up in those games.
Right.
I won't say show up, but he don't get no action in them games. It's like they forget about him.
Right.
So that's what happened in the divisional last year against Cincinnati. He didn't get no catches, and then he was non-existent in the loss this year in the playoffs. So
Right. You've got to utilize him.
Yeah, he's saying he wants the ball. He wants to be the number one, but he needs his touches. Okay, we can get you your touches.
And I don't have a problem with you getting your touches, but you need to understand you're not the only receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 other very good receivers who helped us win the AFC South last season. They're going to get the ball too. We're going to spread the wealth. I don't know who the leading receiver is going to be, but you're going to get your touches. And when you get the ball, do what you do with it and make something happen.
Can we just put the clinch division title next to them already for the AFC South? Can we just put the X next to them now?
It's a possibility.
I think if they come in the way they ended the season,
right,
it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. So
yeah, if they come in playing in the beginning of the season like they were playing at the end last year, because they were playing some of the best ball in the entire league at the end of the season. So if they come in on that same mentality and playing the same way, they going to be a problem for the AFC. Buffalo's definitely going to be different, to say the least.
Real different. But
so they can move into their contender role, as an AFC contender, and them, the Chiefs, Miami. It's going to be interesting to see what the Chargers do with Harbaugh there now. But yeah, they are becoming a contender. And Stephen A. had me cracking up. He's like, not only are y'all talking about the Cowgirls, not been to the playoffs, not got out of a wild card, not been to an NFC championship game. Now y'all ain't even the best team in Dallas. I mean, in Texas.
In Texas.
You know how I loved every bit of that.
Yeah, I have a friend from Texas. He said, F Dallas.
Right.
Oh, man, bro. Like, man, let's see how quick Dallas fans turn on the Cowboys. Cowgirls, whatever you want to call them.
That's what I call them.
And
that's my only.
And I guess they so desperate they thinking about picking Zeke back up.
Right. Because other than Cat Williams, that's the only person they picked up in free agency.
that 4-6. Was it 4-6 or 4-9?
4-9.
4-9. They picked him up.
Yeah, they made zero moves in adding players. They lost some, but they didn't pick anybody up of any significance in free agency, and it's laughable. It cracks me up. But their fans will be like, "We're going to the Super Bowl this year. Dak's the best quarterback in the league." Then they'll go out and throw 4 interceptions against a good team. They'll lose to good teams like they just did last year. They'll lose on the road like they did last year. Stop it. They're not good. He's not elite. Leave it alone.
Oh, man.
I think of Cowgirls. I think of trash cans.
And you talked about me cutting up.
Man, listen, you know how I feel about them.
Yeah, it's going
talked about me cutting
There's
up.
going to be some people coming after you. Yeah, that's okay, though. You know what? Hey, the truth hurts.
It's painful as bleep. I'm just saying.
So it is what it is. So yeah, let's move on. But hey, before I move on though, man, I smell spring football, bro. I can't wait. What we got, like a week?
No, it started last
week.
No, I mean like for the actual like spring games.
Oh, spring games.
Oh, spring college.
Next weekend.
Yeah, I believe so.
Mm-hmm. The Buckeyes are on Fox. The spring game is on the over-the-air channel.
Man.
Yeah.
And then the week after that, they're going to be up there to Team Up North.
Oh, boy. I'm still looking forward to all of this. Boy, football is right back around the corner.
Right.
So, yeah.
And the UFL is looking like it's going to give us a decent little substitute in the meantime. There's some pretty decent play last weekend.
Yeah,
the dude that hadn't kicked since high school and kicked a 64-yarder to win the game, he hadn't kicked a field goal since high school. He's been on teams and he's kicked off, but he's never kicked a field goal. He's kicked like 2 extra points for somebody, but he's never kicked a field goal in his pro career or in college.
Man, what we have, was it the center catching touchdowns?
Yeah, on the fake punt.
Yeah, was it the fake punt?
Yeah, it was a fake punt.
Hey man, look, we getting it all, huh? But yeah, man. With that being said, oh man, the Final Four, March Madness gave us everything we dreamed of, and then some. But tomorrow, oh man, we have Iowa versus UConn, South Carolina versus NC State. I'm gonna be straight up. I don't know. Should we talk about the SC versus NC State game?
Oh, we can talk about that for a second. South Carolina wins. Okay.
Yeah. On to the next one.
Okay, so
Let's talk about Caitlin Clark against Paige Buckets.
oh man, yeah. Give me your thoughts on this matchup, because this is going to be a very interesting game in more ways than one. But what's your thoughts?
I am really impressed with the pace that Iowa plays at.
Yes.
And then besides Caitlin's scoring and her deep J's and pulling fall away 3-pointers, but her passing really, really impressed me in that game, because there was a lot of cuts to the bucket, and those passes was right there.
Right. There was so much attention on her that they left a lot of key players. And that's the difference between last year's national championship game and this year. Last year, they knew Caitlin was going to get hers. But what they did is pretty much stymied the rest of the squad. This year, they had one other player go for 21 and somebody else go for 18. And we're talking about uncontested layups off of great passes from her. So, yeah, it was just the dynamics were totally different.
I think that Caitlin's game is like next level, bro. I mean, for real, it's like a lot of people talk about the deep threes,
Dude,
but like you said, she's passing, she's rebounding, man. She's doing all the other things other than scoring.
All the little things.
The little things, getting her teammates involved in. And I'm telling you, you can't sleep on those parts of her game, because you find yourself in a deep hole.
Right.
A deep hole, because once you get her teammates in and in the game, then she's gonna start doing her thing,
And
like she did against LSU.
And like Bobby was saying, the fact that she got others involved and they produced, they was making buckets. It did make her life a little bit easier.
right. Even though she dropped 41.
Yeah, but they didn't have to solely focus on her. She has some help.
Right. Because if LSU would have been able to play better defense on those other two players, she would have had to score 60 to win that game. But she got the support that she needed from her other players. She got them involved, and they produced. And the thing that we have to take into consideration with her is I won't give her the GOAT status. I think this is probably one of the most remarkable individual seasons by any college player, male or female, that she gave us. I mean, she just did it all. She couldn't be stopped. But she does not have any other R-star quality players on that squad.
She's not in the GOAT discussion.
They're trying to put her in the GOAT discussion.
She's not in the GOAT discussion.
She's had the greatest season of any player, like I said, male or female, but she's not in the GOAT discussion with me.
So
she's one of the most prolific short scorers to ever play the game. I will give her that.
Okay, so let's talk about that then. So She done broke all the records, right? She done got all these records. So to be in the GOAT conversation, right? What does she need to do? Is there anything that she can do before she go to the WNBA to put her in that conversation?
And she got to win the Natty
And I still
to
don't
even
know.
start the GOAT discussion.
Okay.
She's got to win the Natty.
She's got to win the national championship.
She ain't got no rings.
Yeah.
She's in that list with Barkley, Malone, Patrick Ewing, Reggie Miller, all the great players that haven't won a ring.
And she's that on the college level because she's a phenomenal individual player. Take nothing from her skill set, the ability, but she's not won a big one. And that's not all her fault because if I go back and look at her rosters, I don't think she's had a lot of help on any of her teams. It's been solely her, probably her whole career in Iowa, which speaks accolades about her abilities to actually get them as a 1 seed this year and for them to pull the upsides that they have pulled and win the amount of games that they've won. But to me, yeah, you gotta have a natty under your belt to even be considered the GOAT in college. And when you got the Breanna Stewarts, Diana Taurasi's, the Candace Parkers, the Cheryl Millers, the list goes on, that have multiple.
I mean, we ain't even got Shamiqua Holdsclaw
Right.
and the Catchings twins yet.
Right. We didn't even talk about Holdsclaw yet, who won 3.
So national championship will start that conversation, but it ain't gonna elevate her to the top of the list. Okay. Let's talk about the other side. So UConn. Now this is gonna be interesting because I think it's gonna boil down to Gino.
Yep.
Because I'm telling you, the fact that UConn play like what 6 deep, and that only depends if the starting 5 in foul trouble.
Right.
So I seen 7 on the stat sheet the last game, and
Yeah, I don't think he goes much deeper than 7.
Yeah, so I mean, man, what do y'all think about that? Because that's crazy to me. Like, how can you expect to win a national championship, even get to the national championship game? you killing your starting 5.
Hey, they're gonna be some tired people if they get there on Monday. But again, with the way Iowa played, the pace that they played, so Gino's gonna slow that down a little bit.
Yes.
But Grandpa got something up his sleeve.
Right.
I'm gonna give that to him. Grandpa got something up his
He's
sleeve.
gonna find a way. He's gonna probably make a strong effort in doing what Mulkey should have did, was nullify the other players for Iowa. You're not going to stop Caitlin unless for some reason she has an off night, which we haven't seen. But I think that you're going to see better defense on the other players who were an impact in that game by UConn's players.
And Gino's been here before.
Many, many times. He's got, 11?
Well, not just the Final Four, but being there and having to stop a key player.
Right.
As many times as he's had to match up against Tennessee in the finals and things like that. So even his Olympic experience, he's been there and he knows what needs to be done to stop a prolific score.
Right. It's going to be interesting. I'm definitely going to be tuned in for that one.
Oh yeah. So I think it's going to be it should be a great game. But I'm definitely going to be looking at UConn's players, like to
Right.
gauge like
What they looking like, stamina wise, and
because like you said, fatigue and foul trouble is, you know, if Iowa can get them in foul trouble, get them fatigued, then I don't care what Gino do. because
yeah,
at that point, you know, if you are already in foul trouble and you tired, man, and you getting ran, oh man, you those lazy fouls.
Well, you know, that's what Ohio State did to beat them last year. They pressed them to death. And they had them with a lot of turnovers. But the other thing about the press is, you know, it does wear you down.
So
yeah, because you got to fight just to get up the court.
yeah, man. So that's gonna be interesting. So that's what I'm gonna be looking for in that game. But we're gonna see if Caitlin get closer to her quest. So next though, we got the men's side of the house, the men's Final Four. Oh man! So we got UConn doing it big. They got the men and women in the Final Four.
Them and NC State.
Yeah, man, that's wild. Is that a first? Where you had the men and the women?
I'm sure UConn's done it before. If anybody's done it, it's been UConn.
Probably. It's not happened a lot of times, but if it is, UConn's probably one of them that would be on the list. UConn is deep, but I'm rolling with the big fella in the Wolfpack. I done became a big fan of Burns.
That dude's footwork,
Man,
that dude's spin move, and he can face up and hit a little mid-range J.
Yeah.
So I think he causes Zach Edey some problems.
Yeah,
But on the flip side, now granted it's 6'9" against 7'5", but still, if Burns faces him up and Edey does come out a little bit, then you know that he's got to change his shot trajectory.
Right.
But you got to attack. He's got to attack Edey.
Right. He's definitely got to make him. I would bring him out, face up with him, and if nothing else, try to take him off the dribble, get him to foul me while I'm penetrating to the hole. Try to get him in foul trouble, because I doubt you're going to get him in foul trouble trying to post him up. But if you make him actually have to guard me, if I say Burns is like, I'm gonna make this dude guard me, and we know he's got a decent little handle on him. He's got, like you said, nice footwork, so he knows how to get to the rim. And I think that he might be one of the toughest that Edey's probably seen all season.
Yeah, I don't think he's seen anything like him. And
right, size and agility and footwork, and has a nice touch on the ball.
And North Carolina State is not the best team, but they are playing some of the best ball right now.
Right, yeah. They've won, what, 8 or 9 straight now?
Yeah. Now, but then on the flip side, here it is, Purdue. Purdue is trying to pull the Virginia from 2019, losing to the 1 seed the previous year, and then coming back and winning the Natty. So, I don't want to see it happen.
Me neither.
Because even though I'm a Big Ten guy, I'm not going for Purdue.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, they surprised me. I did not see them even getting to the Final Four. I figured they would figure out a way to fumble the ball.
I thought Tennessee.
Yeah, I thought Tennessee was going to take it.
I thought Tennessee, and being more athletic, was going to get them. I didn't have confidence in them to handle the athleticism from Tennessee.
Right.
But, they play a style, because he's got another 7-footer coming.
Oh,
he's got another one coming. That is like 8 years straight of 7-footers in the pivot.
Right.
with Jared Haas, Harms, Edie, and now whoever this other kid is coming in. But they've played a lot better on the perimeter and using him in the middle and slash into the hole with the other guys.
Yeah, and their 3-point shooting has been pretty good too.
So I just really want to see. I just really want to see what Big Boy does with that spin move, with that left hand, and what can he do? And by the way, some NFL GMs have looked at him.
Well, that was a clip I saw today too. Somebody said, "Well, if he don't make it, he can always go play tackle."
They said he can play tackle with his footwork.
Hey, that's a good problem to have. Right
That's
there.
a good problem to have.
That's a real good problem to have. But
He could become the offensive tackle version of Gates.
Mm-hmm.
Because Gates played basketball at Kent State and then came to the NFL and was one of the best tight ends. Ricky Dudley did the same thing too.
I was gonna say, don't forget Ricky Dudley. Don't forget Ricky Dudley. Julius Peppers.
Man, yeah.
yeah, man. So Purdue, North Carolina State.
And then UConn winning by double digits.
I mean, they're the best team, hands down. I mean, I'd like to see NC State be the Cinderella and pull it off. But first of all, UConn is deep. I think he goes at least 9, easy. And all of them are effective in one way or the other. I do not see anybody really matching up with them. But you're right. They're winning by, an average of almost 20 points or something? It might even more. It's ridiculous. I know it's double digits.
I just want to know, we saw it, but how do you really in reality do a 30-0 run?
Right.
And then if you're Illinois and they're in the middle of this run and you called timeout and you called multiple timeouts in this run, I mean, as the coach, what are you saying? You're like, oh, come on, guys, really? Can we get something?
Can we hit one shot, please?
Let's just start with one and build from that. I don't know which is worse. That giving up the 30-0 run or the week before Virginia not scoring for half a game.
Oh man. I don't know, man. It's like, I guess you look at time. I guess, okay, you say, oh man, that's a lot of time, but trip somebody or something. Like, come on, man. Like 30 points and
you can't muster up a free throw.
can't get nothing. Like, think about 30 points. Some teams had that at halftime.
That is look from the 2-point perspective, that is 15 consecutive possessions.
Right.
15 consecutive possessions. You came down and made a bucket.
That's
And
embarrassing,
the
bro.
team that you're playing against did just the opposite.
You are
Didn't score a
emotionally crushed.
Didn't get to the free throw line to make a free throw. Just didn't do ish. I mean, really.
He said emotionally crushed. It sound like a bad
Emotional
breakup.
damage.
Man.
It was a bad breakup. She said she let him in the middle of the game.
I'll be like, Coach, take me
Oh
out.
man, bro. But I tell you what, we're gonna see everybody is on the same page as far as UConn being the deepest team. But I tell you what, Bama's like, I think the highest scoring team in the tournament.
Yeah.
During the season. So somebody said something's gonna have to give. Because UConn, I think only allow maybe like 50 points per game. So in Alabama, I think it's like 80 or 90,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. So something's gonna give. So So we're gonna see. You know, I think honestly, like if Alabama shooting like they did the last game, and UConn don't stop them, we might,
Right.
we could possibly see an upset, but at the same time, UConn is one of them teams that can basically keep up. So I think it's gonna be who's gonna slow up, who's gonna make the stops.
Right. I think that's what's going to be key. If UConn can get stops against Bama, slow them down, that's what's going to be one of the keys. But if you, like you said, if Bama can get out there and get up and down the court and score like they want to, make for a very interesting game.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah, I don't think it's more about getting up and down the court. I think it's just making shots.
Yes.
that part.
Just making shots so that you're still in the game,
Right.
but it doesn't allow UConn to get on a run.
Right. You don't want to let them get on no 15-0 run or 20-0 run. You definitely don't want them to get 30-0 like they did last week. So
I do think Alabama at least get 2 points out of that exchange right there. I don't think they're gonna let a 30-0 run. I think that's pride. Nah. So we're gonna see, man. It's
that's going to be a good game, though. I think I'll be surprised. Now, I mean, I guess I wouldn't be surprised if UConn blew them out just because that's what they've been doing. But I won't be surprised if it ends up being a close game just because of the way Alabama scores. And like I said, if they're putting the ball in the basket, that's going to be huge, and that's going to be a big help for them.
so. We got the women's and the men. Who you got? National championship game.
Women, South Carolina.
And who? Against who they beating?
I really don't think it matters. I don't see either Iowa or UConn beating them unless they have like the worst game of the season. I mean, Paige buckets is the truth. I'll give you that. But again, South Carolina is deep and deep with talent. Like them kids, them girls that come off the bench could probably start at other schools. Pow. Yeah, Pow would start mostly anywhere else if she wasn't behind that bad little freshman point guard.
I will say this though. South Carolina in 2 games, I haven't seen 2 games where they was flirting.
Right. Tennessee should have beat them.
They were flirting. Now, I think if it's Iowa, I don't think they want to flirt. Especially if Caitlin is
on fire,
passing, rebounding, getting her teammates involved. And you know, once she go on the road, she get hot from beyond the arc, shooting period. Hey, it could be a long night.
I got Iowa and South Carolina on the women's side.
Okay,
I'm leaning towards that. It's going to be interesting to see what Gino does to slow Iowa down, and if he can do that, he'll have a chance. But yeah, I'm thinking it's probably going to be Iowa against South Carolina,
and South Carolina's winning. There's no doubt about that. On the men, I'm going UConn against Purdue, and I'm not changing my pick. I'm still going with UConn. I think the whole country picked UConn.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to go with UConn in the Wolfpack. Like I said, I'm rolling with the big dog. But I see UConn winning the whole thing. If they don't, be surprised.
So let's wait a minute. Let's go back to that. So NC State plays Purdue. So that really should be Houston against Purdue.
Yeah.
If dude would have had on some high tops.
Right. Still trying to figure out why these dudes playing low cuts now.
Man.
Not even 3/4. They play in low cuts. It's like going out there in some low cut Chuck Taylors.
It's like playing in some Crocs.
I've seen dudes do that too.
Man.
Oh man.
So in Houston and Purdue, man, that would have been a real intriguing matchup.
Exactly.
But my man Jamal Sheed had to wear low cuts. But anyway, get well soon, Jamal Sheed.
Say that again.
Jamal Sheed.
But that's the second time that happened to them because they lost Sasser a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that hurt them. I think they were, because I thought they were the best team that year. And Sasser went down, and that was it.
I forget what his injury was, but
I think
Houston's
it was a knee or an ankle or something.
but Houston's Achilles is on the offensive side. So
Yeah.
Kelvin needs to find somebody that can score.
He needs to go out and get him a shooter.
Mm-hmm.
He's got slashers. He's got defenders. He needs somebody that can go out there and do threes as layups.
So
So
the portal's open. The portal's
Calvin,
open.
go
Samson.
get you a 3-point shooter, bro. If you can get two, get two.
Oh man.
You got everything else. You just need somebody who can open up the offense and score consistently from three.
Well, I'm a UConn fan when it comes to the women. I always follow them. And I like Gino. So on the women's side of basketball, I used to always watch them. You got Tarazi. Oh man.
Bro.
UConn had players. So, they're the reason that I started watching women's basketball. But Pat Summitt.
Yeah, Tennessee is why I started.
In Tennessee. Like them two teams right there, Gino and Pat, I love them. They make oh man, Pat, man. R.I.P. Pat. Yeah.
Right. R.I.P. Pat.
That man, you talking about Tennessee and UConn, man.
And their matchups was legendary.
You be in awe. But I don't want to say UConn, but I just can't, man. I can't get past the 5 players, man. And barely 6 if you lucky, man. I just can't get past that. I think that Caitlin and I were just gonna wear them down. So.
And I think she's on a mission to get back to the net.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But again, it's going to come down to coaching and what kind of defense that Gino can orchestrate to slow Iowa down. Period, and definitely stymie and nullify her surrounding supporting cast. Make sure none of them are going off for 20 points and hitting 3 and 4 threes like her. Make them all have to work a lot harder to score because you're not going to stop her.
Yeah.
Her bad game is going to be 28 points or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Iowa, South Carolina. I just don't see nobody really beating South Carolina, especially if they come with the A game.
Right.
If they come with the A game, they probably gonna blow you out. Now, the only way I see them losing is if they have one of them subpar games and they get caught slipping. And I don't think I would be that team you want to slip. I don't think I was going to be with Tennessee. So for the women, I have South Carolina, Iowa, South Carolina winning it all. The men,
it's the UConn Invitation.
Man,
you said the UConn Invitation.
Man. You know what? Reality says UConn. The truth it says UConn.
Common sense,
but I don't got that right now. I'm going with Alabama. A parlay on FanDuel. But upset. So, I'm a tie. I'm Alabama, so
well, we know
I'm a roll with I'm a roll with my team, man.
Roll with your team.
I'm a roll with
team.
Alabama, but I know what reality. I know what reality and says, and the truth and the stats and everything else say. Everything say UConn.
It's not the pick. I think the pick is by how much.
Right.
So, got
that should be the pool.
Hey, yeah.
Not who's gonna win, but how much is UConn gonna win? Yeah, how much is UConn gonna win by? But if Alabama there, we rooting for Alabama.
Hey, man.
But listen, in the infamous words of Chris Berman, that's why we play the game.
Oh yeah. And man.
Because everything that's on paper does not transfer always to the field or the court.
So I don't want to say Purdue. I just don't want to say Purdue.
Yeah, that's a hard sell for me. I'm just liking
I'm rolling the dice with the NC State.
And that's what I'm doing.
That's another one. I mean, I just don't want to.
You don't want Lurch to win?
No, Herman Monster. We're going with NC State. So I'm going with Alabama and NC State to meet in the national championship. The back of my brain says UConn.
Look, the betting me is saying UConn.
Oh man, so
I just think Burns is going to give Edey probably one of his hardest games that he's had to defend somebody. Because like we said, he hasn't played anybody all season with a skill set like Burns and size. He's a big boy. He's got great footwork. He's got a nice touch. Like you said, he can hit the mid-range. He got a little short jumper. He can take you off the dribble. He got a spin move. Zach ain't seen that. And the question is Zach feet capable of defending that? And I don't see that. I don't see Zach's footwork is suspect to me. He's just big. And when you play in a league where there ain't nobody else big in the middle, you should dominate.
So I think that's the big thing. He is big. Lurch.
Right.
Lurch, Herman Monster. It reminds me, when I look at him, I think of what's his name for the Spurs.
Yeah, him.
That dude right there.
Wembanyama.
Yeah, skinny link. Yeah.
Yeah, but Zach's not skinny though. He's a big boy, but yeah.
But that's who I see when I see him. I'm just like a bigger version. But we'll see. We'll see. Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday, Sunday and Monday.
I'll be on FanDuel.
Just peeking. And just a quick speak on Zach. What do y'all think his NBA value is? That good, huh?
It's good enough for me.
Hey, look,
It's good enough for me.
look. If he's getting picked up.
Oh, you can't coach size. Somebody's gonna pick him up, but
he's getting picked up.
I would be surprised if he had an illustrious career, like he became a superstar. I just don't see that. I see him being on somebody's team. He might even start for somebody because of his size, but I don't see him dominating.
But you never know. Just because Jokic.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Jokic can take you outside. When he gets to the NBA, almost everybody he's going to have to guard can shoot a three.
He's a defensive liability.
Right. Because all the big men in the league now got handles, got a jumper, and do all that. He don't have that. And he ain't never had to guard that. And that's what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to become a perimeter big man defensively, and he's going to be a liability. He's going to get drugged.
But on the offensive side, you post him up and you allow him.
Right. He'll get some productivity in the paint because he's just so big.
Well, not just that, but, what are you going to do? Are you going to double him? Are you going to drop down? You going to slough off of your perimeter player and then you just kick it back out to him?
Right.
So, there's benefits to him on the offensive side. I just think that he's a liability on the defensive end.
Exactly. That's why I say he'll be on somebody's team. I just don't see him being a star.
Dude, you got to take it. Man.
Right.
Man. Yeah.
Two things you can't coach is speed and size.
Is he a lottery pick?
It depends on the talent pool this year. I wouldn't, but you just never know. I mean,
you know what? That's the one thing.
It depends on who the teams are in the lottery, and I don't think he's lottery caliber.
You used to be like named just run off about 10 players like that. Like at one time you could have said the Fab Five. That was five right there.
That was five right there.
That was five right there. Shoot, UNLV. Yeah.
You had at least four off of that squad.
Like them grown men that was sliding into college. That was grown men. But yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen with him. Hey, you never know,
Yeah. He's going to be a big speaking point when it comes down to when they start talking about the draft and all that. He's going to be a big topic, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how that pans out.
Oh, man. Y'all know what time it is?
Is it that time? I thought it was that time.
I thought we was getting close to that time. Trash gotta go.
Trash out. Ooh, it is that time again. Yo, what's the saying?
If you fit the criteria, you can get it.
Oh, yeah. This is the part of the show for anybody that's new tuning in. This is the straight trash segment of the show where
we talk about people who
talk about
players that just do trash or are trash,
teams that are trash,
yes, organizations that are trash.
Yes.
If you're trash, we're going to talk about you.
So
coaches are not exempt.
That part.
Oh yeah,
GMs are not exempt.
Fans are not exempt.
That part.
Don't get caught slipping.
Right.
But man, let's start with L Dub. Who you got?
I'm excuse Illinois. I'm gonna excuse Illinois because they still emotionally crushed. They got to go to rehab for that. I got Oakland A's. I got the Oakland A's with the lowest attendance in MLB, with a total of 45,000 fans through 7 games. That is, let me see, divide to 6, carry to 3, add to 1.
Our mathematician is hard at work.
So you got 7,000 fans at a game? Less than 7,000 fans at a Major League Baseball game? Meanwhile, through 8 games, the LA Dodgers have 353,000 fans so far. Come on, A's. I know y'all leaving, but y'all ain't got to be that bad.
Yeah, that's crazy right there. That's out of control. Yep. Y'all made the list today, man. Bobby J,
What's up?
who you got?
Let's see. We got that Buffalo Bills front office.
He got a little list.
There's somebody
Came
else.
in.
that's on
He
that-
came in with a list.
He's looking up to the gods.
Help me, Lord. There's somebody else too, and I'm trying to. I spoke about him earlier.
Who did he say?
That's the messed up part because it was a good one too.
Right. That's why I'm so mad. It's like, oh gosh.
Oh.
Oh yes, your boy Rashee Rice.
You just need a little hint.
Yeah.
So,
Freddie, I'm gonna let you have Buffalo. I'm gonna talk about Mr. Rice. Or I can talk about both. It don't matter.
hey, that's you.
That's
Whatever,
you. That's you. That's you, bro.
right there. That's you. That's
Bruh, Buffalo. Did y'all forget y'all got a quarterback that y'all need to have some help for? Y'all just let the whole damn team leave. He gonna have the damn towel boy out there catching passes next year.
The water boy. The water boy.
The best receiver on the team is injury riddled, and Samuels. Y'all let most of y'all's quality defensive players leave too. It's Josh Allen's island. He gonna be out there by his damn self.
Can he catch?
I hope.
Oh man. So
And Mr. Rice, bro, you made a name for yourself this year as a rising young star at receiver
he definitely got a name now.
He got a name now.
with the great Pat Mahomes. So you know was gonna get the rock, but then you want to go out and be Mr. Dum Dum and drag race on the freeway and cause a 6-car pileup, and then walk your raggedy ass down the freeway away from the scene. Really? And granted, we know you apologize, but come on, dude, do better.
You ain't stop and say my bad.
Right, you ain't checked to see if anybody got hurt, nothing. You just bounced. You grabbed your guns and all that other stuff that y'all had hid in the cars or whatever it was, the bags, and took off. Classless. Now, if you got cut, then you're going to be mad about it because you blew your career doing something stupid.
Oh man.
Do better, bruh.
Oh, I do want to throw out the Louisville men's basketball team is straight trash. So they got their new head coach. The entire team is in the portal.
Well, damn.
The entire team is in the portal.
They don't like the coach, I take it.
They got to weigh their options.
You said the entire team.
The entire team. is in the portal.
And we got a lot of trash to take out this week.
Wait, man, somebody need to destroy the portal. Somebody need to put a lock on that mug or something. Somebody, dang, man,
Right.
man, because I think Bron even jumped in the
Bronny
he
jumped in the portal.
so
Because his coach left to go to
SMU.
SMU. And they're projecting that he might go there with him. That was one of the stories I
You
heard.
left USC, which is going to the Big Ten, to go to SMU, which is going to be in the ACC. They are not getting any of the revenue from the ACC.
wow.
They went out on a fundraising gig for revenue to cover them until they actually can get some revenue from the ACC. So they in there playing for free.
They must have had something on him.
A fundraiser.
Dude, how do you go from
They
USC?
got a car wash.
How do you go from USC to SMU? Who
You want to buy some candy bars?
has SMU ever made any noise in the tournament?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. Now they had a hell of a football program back in the day, but
Was it?
before the death penalty, yeah, they had Eric Dickerson and all that. They was bad. SMU was that
Pony
deal back in the day
Express.
for a minute.
Oh man.
But then the death penalty hit, and they've been recovering ever since. The basketball team ain't never been good. So, what possessed this man to leave USC, like you said, that's leaving, coming to the Big Ten to go to SMU, which is now in the ACC? Make it make sense.
So who we got as trash of the week, Freddie?
Well, this one is delayed. It's kind of late, but I seen it the other day and I couldn't help but laugh because it was funny. I gotta go with Tennessee Volunteers women's basketball team
Bruh, I was so mad.
in the conference tournament semifinals against SC. 1.1 seconds left
With the lead.
with the lead. With the lead. And you know what they did? They let Cardoso get a wide open look on top of the three.
3.7 for Wiley.
Banked it in. When I say
She's
banked
fouled
it
by
in,
Spear.
She banked it in.
she banked it in.
I think that was her first three-point attempt of the season or
Yes.
of her career. And she made it.
That was a
For the
smart
win.
play by Joel Spear.
What makes it
So
funny,
South Carolina will have to inbound
It
again.
makes
They
them
don't have
trash.
a timeout.
'Cause they was
Dawn
looking at
Staley
each
is
other instead
trying
of
to quickly
defending
talk
her.
to her
No.
team with
That-
1.1.
but the celebration that the fans was having,
Right. Yeah, they was, we got this. Man, listen.
Remember, the game is not over until you see zeros on the clock and the rest of the game over. They were celebrating victory.
Cardoso for three.
I thought they had it until that play transpired. I'm like, what?
And
You know, I'm a Lady Balls fan. That's,
sickness on their faces when she made that three was priceless.
right.
It was priceless. That's my trash team. With that being said, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm not gonna pick one.
We're gonna have collective trash.
We taking out all the trash this week. Matter of fact, all the trash, baby. We taking all the trash out.
Y'all got to go.
We gonna ride. We collecting right now.
Every last one of you.
Trash out. Yeah, buddy. Hey, that's how. Yeah, that's how we're gonna do that.
Yeah, there was no clear cut. There was a lot of trash that needed to be taken out.
So that was the trash segment. I have 2 plays of the week. Just stay tuned. You will see them. You're not going to see them now. But they will be on this podcast, on this show. Just watch to the end. Just watch to the end.
We're like a Marvel movie. Don't think it's over when the credits roll.
Yeah.
We might have another scene for you.
Stay for the post credit.
That part.
Stay for the post credit. Man, so once again, I think we had a great segment, a great show.
Yes, sir.
Chop It Up Thursday. Final Four version, Final Four style, Final Four, whatever you want to call it. March Madness is over now because we're in April. So we look forward to the games tomorrow and Saturday. And whatever else pops up.
And then the national championships will be Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
So stay tuned for next week's show. Might be some more special stuff. Might be some special.
We might even talk about the UFL. We might.
You sure?
Hey, dude. Hey, there were some decent topics to talk about.
You know what? You know what?
Let's be honest.
You know what? We might just do that. Matter of fact, we might talk about the WWE.
Okay.
We can talk about the final boss.
Hey, look. Hey. Got The Rock gonna be wrestling.
Got the Rock back wrestling.
Hey, so that might be a little wordy something, but no. But on the real, hey, thanks for tuning in.
We appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Hit the like and subscribe. Tell your friends.
Hit that like and hit
your
that
family.
subscribe button.
Come kick it with us.
Oh, come kick.
Tell your friends. Come kick it with us.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like we always say in the end.
Peace.
I holla.
Hey, this one is the one. Take that, Jabari Smith. And the smile is there.